Cyberpunk 2077. Ray tracing, fully ultra. Have a 2080 Founders Edition. A slight overclock on it. 3700X CPU. 16 gigs of RAM. Pretty playable, I guess, right? 50 FPS. Now I noticed something. I was playing earlier. I played about 13 hours, 12 hours of the game. And the performance degrades over time, like horribly. Like, so right now it's fully playable, and then as you start getting into more missions and getting into more single player stuff, you start getting like 30 FPS, 20 FPS, and it's like, what gives? You start changing settings, and while it slowly goes up, it doesn't ever go back to its normal performance until you restart the game.
Deal with downtown city center.
V.
This looks cool and all.
What about you?
Is it worth the performance hit? I don't know. I feel like for a current generation game, we should definitely get more out of it. I feel like the optimization could be better. So, let's take a look at the settings real quick. I turn off all this stuff because the higher you go in the presets, the more crap it turns on that you don't want. But this is literally everything. So I'm just gonna do this simple thing, and I'm running balanced on DLSS, just so you know. You can't see the difference, so I'm gonna literally turn ray tracing off. Oop, I'm getting 90 FPS. Well, that's not bad. Pretty damn good if you ask me. Do you see an actual, like, major difference in the game? The game still looks great. Does it look like the best game ever? No, it still looks like a video game. But I don't know. I don't think this game has lived up to the hype. There was a lot of stuff to do. Some of the stuff's a little ridiculous. I mean, look at all these jobs, these missions. Like, I haven't even done that many story missions, but I've probably only came into gun battles maybe 10 times, if that. And the gunplay just isn't really satisfying. You gotta shoot enemies like a billion times, unless you got a super powerful gun. And it just kind of ruins the story mode for me. Like, if I'm doing the story mode, I don't want to sit there and have to put 80 to 100 bullets in one enemy just to kill them. Like, sometimes, you know, shotguns take 5-6 hits point blank. I feel like that's something. This is only a normal difficulty, because I know I've seen harder, or the very hard and hard difficulty, and people were just taking bullets upon bullets. I just don't feel like that's necessary. Tried to enjoy the game as much as possible since it's a single player game. Anyway, coming into this, so far the story has grabbed you. It brought you in. It seems like there's a lot of filler. They tried to really make it like cinematic, movie-esque. Try to really keep you, you know, on your toes about what's gonna happen next. I don't think it's anything crazy. If you played Skyrim, played Fallout, The Witcher, any of those games. This I don't get. It tells me to press T. If I don't ever press T, it does it anyway. So why even bother? Why even answer it? Like,
I also learned something
just answer.
through my own efforts. We must meet.
Where'll it be this time? Trash processing plant?
See what he has to
Deserted
say.
cart station?
In the south of Japantown, there is a street market. It is on the footbridge above the main street. Use the elevators. It is easy to get lost. I am on my way there. Do not make me wait.
That's cool. My bike literally just disappeared. I was riding that, thank you. You encounter a lot of problems like that. A lot of glitching. There's a lot of enemies walking on top of each other. A lot of things disappearing from thin air. And I see all this stuff, but like, I don't know. Let's put ray tracing back on and see how much image quality gets gained here. This is literally everything. Okay, but here's the biggest thing. You see those reflections from those signs? This is what you get out of ray tracing. You literally get like a kind of a clear image. It depends, I guess, where you're looking. I mean, like, some of the stuff is good. Do I think it's worth losing 40 frames over? No, I personally don't. I mean, it looks cool. A lot of the lights are nice and soft now, and the reflections from things, but I mean, let's just... Those reflections are still there. They're just not as bright. They're not as glaring. Like, I don't think the tech is really worth all that performance hit. I mean, like, when I first heard about ray tracing, I was thinking like, hey, it's gonna do things like you couldn't normally do. Not just like upgrade the current things we do. Like if I'm talking about like ray tracing, I want to see lights and shadows that I wouldn't see anyway. Like if this light wasn't shadowing like that or reflecting like that.
I'm Claire. Might not remember me. Bartender at the Afterlife?
Uh-oh. Forgot to close my tab?
Bar has a buzz about you lately.
Anyway, if this light was reflecting here, like I could see if it wasn't doing that, and then you turn ray tracing on, and then it's like, whoa, the reflections are cool. Like,
street races.
I just really don't think it's worth the hit, because the game still looks great without ray tracing. Look at this reflection. This is no ray tracing. Still looks fine. Like, but I don't know. To me, it's kind of gimmicky. And until it becomes normal, see, look at this. And I get like, there's a lot of these things in the game where you're in a mission and they're asking you a question. You should be paying attention.
You know, I think I'll pass.
Shame that. Well, if you change your mind, swing by my garage on Valley. See ya.
Okay. Yeah, like they're in the middle of a conversation. And you like kind of zone off a lot. Like, I feel like there's way too many interactions to like respond for useless conversation. I guess it makes you feel a little more involved in the game, but I don't know. But this is what it is. Scam people. But see, I even see like my performance starting to dip. Oh, 80 FPS now. 90. It's not too bad. It's playable. And now if I play for another hour or so and do some more missions though, these will drop to like the 50s. Without ray tracing on, it'll like, it's kind of like the game forces you to like have a 60 cap or a 30 cap, depending on your settings. Well, that was weird. The puddle literally just like changed reflections. I still feel like the game has a lot of work though. They delayed it. They delayed it again. Put a huge patch out. Oh, look at that. Popping. And it still didn't fix all the problems the game has. No, I haven't had any crashes. I did see streamers having crashes. You know, Strad said the game likes to crash a lot. I'm pretty sure that's to do with him having a brand new video card, the 3000 series. Being as I don't have that. I don't have any issues. I haven't had a single crash. So. Me personally though, I bought the game to really test performance out more than anything. I wanted to see how the game ran. I wanted to see how things looked. I really wanted to see how much advantage it takes of this ray tracing tech. And pretty much all it does is just brighten and over brighten all the lights. Like it makes the lights blaringly like reflective. Everything is reflective, everything looks shiny, people are shiny. People are shiny anyway because they're like plastic, but I mean, do I think it's worth the hype? Not particularly. Wait, look at this guy, all wet, and that's without the ray tracing. I turn on the ray tracing, let's see how he looks.
I don't believe I've had the pleasure.
Give it a minute to stabilize. He doesn't look too much different. I'm getting some stutter. I don't know, just makes everything look over reflective. I don't think it's the best of its abilities right now.